Good evening, quizzical keyboard warriors, and welcome back to another evening of online Two Fellas pub quizzing, number 12. So, good to see people in the chat. Welcome to everybody. Bonjour, guten Abend, other words of greeting, phrases of greeting. As ever, we will get underway in 5 or so minutes. We'll just let all those people who are dashing to get their dinners and drinks ready for the evening have a moment. Feel free to say hello in the chat. We have Mike marking away this evening. Jake and Dylan working away at the Two Fellas, getting beer and pizza ready for all those who've pre-ordered. I believe there's no Lieferando this evening, but you can still order for other evenings via takeaway at twofellas.beer. Get the links in at the beginning of the pub quiz. Well, it's been another week in lockdown. There's only one way to end it. Hey, Katie. Thank you for joining. Excellent spray old Gurkha. Getting the good old English bitters in. Put that there. Okay. So let's remind ourselves of what happened in last week's quiz. Last week, our top teams, we had 5 teams playing off for the top 3 spots. In third place, we had 70% off cabbage and beer and the Excelsiors. In second place, we had International Time Zoners, and that meant that we had a tie for first place between the 3 weeks in a row winners, the House Martins, with the Alexander Bomis Pantref Panko Light tying in for the first spot. So let's see what will happen this week. Hey, Team Wham! You need to turn up your. Let me just double check my volumes. Boom, 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 boom. So my volumes are peaking perfectly with perfect peaks, like an excellent meringue. So if I am coming out too quiet, you need to change the settings on your laptops or iPads or whatever you're watching on, multimedia devices. So I say we'll get going very shortly. This week we have, as always, our easy round, followed by our theme round. Our theme round this week is very loosely titled Popular. Then our music round, of course, followed by our harder round. So there are many chances for picking up points, and I may even throw in some chances to pick up some bonus points. So I hope you've all had a good week. And potentially started to put up your Christmas decorations, and as I'm guessing, Team Wham started to play Christmas music. As the dog decides she wants to eat something on the carpet. Don't know what that was. So, the link in the group should be active now. I'm just going to double check, and I'll post it again so you don't have to scroll up. Okay, excellent. The link is active, so I'm going to post that on the chat. So there's the link one more time. Enter your team name. Remember to keep your team name consistent throughout the evening. That will help Mike out with the marking greatly. And of course, the punnier the better. If you're writing silly answers for amusement, I don't get to see your answers, so you will be just tickling Mike. If the volume is coming out low, you need to check the settings on your YouTube and your laptop. There's nothing more I can do. My output volume is perfect. So don't forget to check if I'm quiet, both the volume setting on the YouTube player and on your laptop as well. They do act independently of one another. But you don't need to hear me all evening because, as ever, we have the questions on a PowerPoint. Hi, Suze. I can't make it any louder, Suze. If I am quiet, it is purely at your end. Maybe hook up some sort of big bassy speaker. I'm sure you can rent those from the techno clubs. They don't need them at the moment. Right, so without further ado, let's get on with the quiz. So we will begin with our easy round, or easier round. So let's see what questions we have this week. Question 1 is, which 1926 film is famous for its act entitled The Odessa Steps? So which 1926 film is famous for its act entitled The Odessa Steps? It was the fourth act. Early days of filmmaking, they actually did still use, in some instances, acts. Very famous scene. It was then later on referenced in the film The Untouchables, which I'm feeling is the only film that Sean Connery got an Oscar nod for. Not this, the one that's on the question, The Untouchables. So, which 1926 film is famous for its act entitled The Odessa Steps? I'm sure Marcus has got this one straight away. So that's your question 1. So question 2. Which female singer and songwriter wrote the story and music to Kinky Boots, as well as contributing a song to the Broadway production of SpongeBob SquarePants? Which female singer and songwriter wrote the story and music to Kinky Boots, as well as contributing a song to the Broadway production of SpongeBob SquarePants? Some people might say that she just wanted to have fun. If you hear squeaks in the background, it's because Evie's playing. So, which female singer and songwriter wrote the story and music to Kinky Boots, as well as contributing a song to the Broadway production of SpongeBob SquarePants? And my clue for this is that some people say she just wanted to have fun. Yeah, I realized this actually might have been quite hard 2 questions to begin with. It might get easier. We'll see. I don't remember. Yeah, I read it and I was like, this was actually quite tough. So I gave you the hint. Some say she might just have wanted to have fun. So, question 2: which female singer and songwriter wrote the story and music to Kinky Boots, as well as contributing a song to the Broadway production of SpongeBob SquarePants? And your hint is some say she might just wanted to have fun. That was your 2. On to 3. Which planet in our solar system is closest to the sun? There we go. Let's throw in an easier one there. Evie, stop hitting yourself. Stop it. Which planet in our solar system is closest to the sun? I can pull faces at you too. Was there ever a song written about the order of the planets in the solar system? So, your question 3, nice and easy. Which planet in our solar system is closest to the sun? That's question 3. Question 4. In bowling, what is the term given for 3 consecutive strikes? In bowling, what is the term given for 3 consecutive strikes? And my clue for this is that it's quite appropriate for this time of year, being in between, this question coming in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, in bowling, what is the term given for 3 consecutive strikes? Ah, keyboard warriors, ho. I do love having this sort of power, though. Time out. So 4. In bowling, what is the term given for 3 consecutive strikes? And my clue is it's a quite appropriate name for this time of year, being the moment between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that is your question 4. Question 5. David Prowse, a Bristolian bodybuilder and actor, died this past week. But which movie character was he most famous for playing? So David Prowse, a Bristolian bodybuilder and actor, died this past week. But which movie character was he most famous for playing? No hints this one. You okay, Evie? What are you doing? So, question 5. David Prowse, a Bristolian bodybuilder and actor, died this past week. But which movie character was he most famous for playing? That is your question 5. On to question 6. If you need any of these repeating, just let me know. I'll repeat them at the end of the round. So, 6 is which film star and Oscar nominee came out as transgender this past week? So, which film star and Oscar nominee revealed themselves to be transgender this past week? Question 6. Which film star and Oscar nominee came out as transgender this past week? So that was your question 6. Which film star and Oscar nominee came out as transgender this past week? 7. Who directed the 2009 movie The Fantastic Mr. Fox? And, for a bonus point, who acted the voice in the original language version? So, who directed the 2009 movie The Fantastic Mr. Fox? And for a bonus point, who acted the voice in the original language version of the title character? Question 7. Who directed the 2009 movie The Fantastic Mr. Fox? And for a bonus point, who acted the voice of the title character in the original language version? Question 8. As of the beginning of November, how much was Netflix worth? Was it A, 25 billion, B, 128 billion, C, 220 billion, or D, 550 billion? This is in US dollars. So, as of the beginning of November, how much was Netflix worth in US dollars? Is it A, 25 billion, B, 120 billion, C, 220 billion, or D, 550 billion? Question 8. As of the beginning of November, how much was Netflix worth in US dollars? Was it A, 25 billion, B, 120 billion, C, 220 billion, or D, 550 billion? Question 9. Which song became the first metal song to surpass 1 billion plays on YouTube this past week? So, which song became the first metal song to surpass 1 billion plays on YouTube this past week? And for the point, I only need the name of the song. So, which song became the first metal song to surpass 1 billion plays on YouTube this past week? I would love to know how to put some background music in. I This OBS thing, this streaming software, it scares me enough as it is without trying to figure out how to add music in between. And also, the problem is it would all be crap music because all have to be royalty free and safe for YouTube, otherwise, would get blocked. If somebody wants to donate a kazoo, I would be quite happy to play a kazoo between questions. I could sing. I'm not going to, but I could sing. All I ever dreamed of was getting a kazoo for Christmas. So, question 9. Which song became the first metal song to surpass 1 billion plays on YouTube this past week? That was your question 9. And your final question of the round is in 1872, which ship was discovered by the Canadian ship Digratia drifting without her crew? So in 1872, which ship was discovered by the Canadian ship Digratia drifting without her crew? It became one of the most famous mysteries in history. So in 1872, which ship was discovered by the Canadian ship Digratia drifting without her crew? I'm not singing. So that is your question 10. In 1872, which ship was discovered by the Canadian ship Die Gratia, drifting without a crew? Those are your 10 questions for the easy round. You have until 35 minutes past the hour, otherwise known as 25 minutes to the next hour, to get your questions in. If you do not get your questions in by 35, you won't be able to submit your answers. So you have 7 minutes to get your answers in. If I remember, I will put on the disco lights of dastardly divishness to remind you that 1 minute remains before the answers. So get your answers in within the next 6 minutes. Do not forget to click that submit button in good time. Otherwise, you will lose everything. Everything. Now, I've had a few requests before to do shout outs and such. Never had a request quite like this. So, a special message this evening at the end of round one, the perfect time for it. This is a message from Anna going out to Alejandro. And I read, Alejandro, my love, tomorrow is our 10-year anniversary. And I know from the bottom of my heart that I was made for loving you, baby, and that you were made for loving me. I can't get enough of you, Alejandro. Can you get enough of me? Will you marry me and submit the corresponding papers to the Bürgeramt? Anna asks of Alejandro. So there we go. I think definitely going to be the most interesting shout out of my evening. And now there's just sort of an awkward silence. So you have 4 minutes to get your answers in. 4 minutes. If you need any questions repeating, write it in the live chat. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. Congratulations to Anna and Alejandro. I think for that you can get a bonus point. Mike, make it so. Congratulations. Ever the cynic, Marcus. Good Yorkshire man. You've got less than a minute to get your answers in. Wow, that's working quick, Mike. Less than a minute to get your answers in. Click submit now if you haven't clicked submit already. I'll drink my imaginary Mexicana to that. All right, Mike, lock those answers in. Never thought I'd be doing 2 proposals this year. What a year. Very, very wisely done, yes, for giving away the bureaucratic responsibilities. All right, so those answers are locked. So we will ourselves go on to the answers for round 1. Question 1 was, which 1926 film is famous for its act entitled The Odessa Steps? It's the famous Sergei Eisenstein? I've forgotten. Battleship Potemkin movie. Referenced multiple times in different films throughout history. 2, the famous singer and songwriter that wrote the story and music to Kinky Boots, as well as contributing a song to the Broadway production of SpongeBob SquarePants, was Cyndi Lauper, also famous for Girls Wanna Have Fun. That's all they really want. 3, Mercury is the planet in our solar system that is closest to the sun. 4, in bowling, the term that is given for 3 consecutive strikes is a turkey. 4, David Prowse, the Bristolian bodybuilder and actor, died this past week, and he was famous for playing Darth Vader. 6, the film star and Oscar nominee that came out as transgender this past week is Elliot Page. If you wrote Ellen Page as well, that is, of course, acceptable as an answer during the transition and such. 7, the 2009 movie The Fantastic Mr. Fox was directed by Wes Anderson, and George Clooney voiced the title character in the original language version. 8, as of the beginning of November, how much was Netflix worth in US dollars? The answer is 220 billion. Disney has had a bit of a bad few weeks, apparently, and now only 9 billion separates the two in value as companies. You can have all the points. I think that's wholly understandable to forget to submit your answers. Just write, I know what your team name is, and you'll get the points. 9, the first metal song to pass 1 billion plays on YouTube was Chop Suey by System of a Down. All you needed to write was Chop Suey. And 10, in 1872, the Canadian ship Del Gratia discovered the Mary Celeste floating without her crew. So those were your answers for round one. I will now drop the link for round two, see if I can remain on top of that this week. Excellent. So there is the link for round two. Click on that. And we'll get going in a second. Right. Everybody clicked on the form. Everybody got it open. EV. Don't chew his head off. Okay, so I hope everybody's clicked on the form and is ready to move on with round two, our theme round. This week, it is popular, is the theme. Whatever that may mean, we'll find out. I've forgotten what I wrote. So, round two, question one. According to number of sales, what is the most popular video game of all time with 200 million units sold? According to number of sales, what is the most popular video game of all time with 200 million units sold? It's definitely an hour I have dug many hours into. It is a unique game. Unique game. So, for example, if it's not Call of Duty. That does not count as one game. It counts as multiple individual games. It's a single game, but it has been released on multiple platforms. Like, again, if it was like Age of Empires, it would have to be one of the individual games of Age of Empires to classify as the winner, not 1, 2, and 3 combined. If you write your score, we'll just add it in. Do 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 do. No, song's stuck in my head. So, question one for round two. According to number of sales, what is the most popular video game of all time with 200 million units sold? That's your question one. Question two. Which artist was the most popular globally on Spotify in 2020? Which artist was the most popular globally on Spotify in 2020? Dee, 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 dee. So question 2. Which artist was the most popular globally on Spotify in 2020? Question 2. Which artist was the most popular globally on Spotify in 2020? Question 3. By numbers visited, which was 2019's most popular museum in the world with over 9.6 million visitors? I think it was 2.6 million more than the next nearest museum for visitors. So, by numbers visited, which was 2019's most popular museum in the world with over 9.6 million visitors? I scrolled down the list of most popular museums by visitors, and I'll give a clue to everybody here. There is none in the top, I think, 30 or 40 from Berlin or even Germany. Question 3. By numbers visited, which was 2019's most popular museum in the world with over 9.6 million visitors? Question 4. Which 2014 comedy film is set in a high school where the most popular group is led by Regina George and are known as the Plastics? So, which 2014 comedy film is set in a high school where the most popular group is led by Regina George and are known as the Plastics? Question 5. In a celebrity popularity feud, who did Martha Stewart say this of? She's a movie star. If she were confident in her acting, she wouldn't be trying to be Martha Stewart. So, in a celebrity popularity feud, who did Martha Stewart say this of? She's a movie star. If she were confident in her acting, she wouldn't be trying to be Martha Stewart. And this was said in 2014. And Martha Stewart was right. So, as you may be able to discern from the question, this was Martha Stewart uh, playing in on a feud where a movie star had decided that she was going to become some sort of home goddess in the kin of Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart obviously did not take kindly to this, and quite rightly, because the movie star is a nut job. And dangerous, very dangerous. So 6, in a celebrity popularity feud, who did Martha Stewart say this of? She's a movie star. If she were confident in her acting, she wouldn't be trying to be Martha Stewart. So that was your question 5. Question 6. In a 2019 UK YouGov thing, that's a what was it called? It's called a survey. There we go. That's quite an important word. In a 2019 UK YouGov survey, Heineken was the most popular beer in London. Peroni was the most popular beer in Wales. Tennent's was the most popular in Scotland. But which beer reigned supreme in the counties of Yorkshire? So in a 2019 UK YouGov survey, Heineken was the most popular beer in London. Peroni was the most popular beer in Wales. Tennent's in Scotland. But which beer reigned supreme in the counties of Yorkshire? If I remember correctly, Carling was most popular in the areas of Hereford going up to Cheshire, which makes sense. Carlsberg was most popular in the southwest in the counties of Devon and Cornwall. London Pride was popular in the home counties, the counties surrounding London. But London itself, Heineken was most popular. Green King was most popular in East Anglia and such. So which was the most popular in Yorkshire? So one more time, in 2019, in a UK YouGov survey, Heineken was the most popular beer in London, Peroni in Wales, Tennent's in Scotland, but which beer reigned supreme in the counties of Yorkshire? Guinness obviously was the most popular in Ireland. I was going to do this question on Germany, but it appears Germany hasn't released any updated statistics for quite a while, and there was too much of an argument between Oettinger, Kronbacher, and Bex, depending on which source you went for. Green King IPA. Sorry, Peter, that I didn't mention the three letters so important that came after Green King. Thought they could be inferred. Sterny. Definitely Sterny, most popular. Anyway, question 7. If money earned is a measure of popularity, which film, when adjusted for inflation, proved to be the most popular ever? So if money earned is a measure of popularity, which film, when adjusted for inflation, proved to be the most popular ever? I went to a gig beneath the Leeds, I think it was Leeds Town Hall, or Leeds Library, or Leeds something, I can't remember. And there was a punk band dressed in drag singing a great punk anthem called "I'm Yorkshire, Yorkshire till the day I die." Been trying to find it on YouTube and other places ever since. This is 12 years ago. So, if money earned is a measure of popularity, which film, when adjusted for inflation, proved to be the most popular ever? And my clue is it isn't any film from the last 50 years. That's not saying it's a film from 51 years ago. It might be 51, 52, 53 years ago, or even more. But it isn't a film that's been released in the last 50 years. That is my clue on question 7. Yes. Like that. So, 7, if money earned is a measure of popularity, which film, when adjusted for inflation, proved to be the most popular ever? My clue is it's not from the last 50 years. And that's question 7. Moving on to question 8. If the hollowness of TikTok follows are a measure of success, who is the most popular individual on the TikTok platform? So, if the hollowness of TikTok follows are a measure of success, who is the most popular individual on the TikTok platform? So your question 8 is, if the hollowness of TikTok follows are a measure of success, who is the most popular individual on the TikTok platform? Question 9. In the life of Brian, how many people were in the Judean Popular People's Front? So in the life of Brian, how many people were in the Judean Popular People's Front? So, question 9, one more time. In the life of Brian, how many people were in the Judean Popular People's Front? That is your question 9. And question 10. According to IMDb, what is currently the most popular TV show of all time according to its users? So, according to IMDb, what is currently the most popular TV show of all time according to its users? So this isn't the highest rated, but the most popular. So how many people are voting on it and the average of the rating that they are giving over that time. So according to IMDb, what is currently the most popular TV show of all time according to its users? And my clue for this one is Game of Thrones is all the way down in number 13. Not really a clue, just told you it's not Game of Thrones, so think of something else. So that's your question 10. Those are your 10 questions for popularity. Didn't put any questions about poplar trees in there, but there we go. So I will give you until 10 past the hour to get in your answers. Use this time to fill up your drinks. Go for a bathroom break. Make a cake. And come back and make sure your answers are submitted by 10 past. So you have 8 minutes. Just make sure they are submitted well ahead of time so you don't miss them. For whatever reason it may be. There we go. I myself am going to top up my drink. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. If you want any questions repeating, write them in the chat and I will repeat them when I get back. I don't mean highest rated. I mean the most popular. So I believe it is based on how many people have voted and the average that they have voted. It's not the highest rated of all time because that could be something obscure that only 400 people have voted on. It is the amount of people and the average rating that they have given combined or something, some wizardry like that. I can run through the questions again. I will run through them quickly. So question 1 was according to the number of sales, what is the most popular? It's no problem, I'll run through them again. According to number of sales, what is the most popular video game of all time with 200 million units sold? That was 1. 2 was which artist was the most popular globally on Spotify in 2020? By numbers visited, which was 2019's most popular museum in the world with over 9.6 million visitors, was number 3. 4 is which 2014 comedy film is set in a high school where the most popular group is led by Regina George and are known as the Plastics? 5, in a celebrity popularity feud, who did Martha Stewart say this of? She's a movie star. If she were confident in her acting, she wouldn't be trying to be Martha Stewart. 6, in 2019 UK Gov survey, Heineken was the most popular beer in London, Peroni in Wales, Tennent's in Scotland, but which beer reigned supreme in the counties of Yorkshire? 7. If money earned is a measure of popularity, which film, when adjusted for inflation, proved to be the most popular ever? My clue was that it's not from the last 50 years. 8. If the hollowness of TikTok follows are a measure of success, who is the most popular individual on TikTok's platform? 9 was in the life of Brian, how many people were in the Judean Popular People's Front? And 10 was according to IMDb, what is currently the most popular TV show of all time according to its users. Mike has written those questions written those questions in the chat as well. I will be back in a minute after I've refilled my drink. Well, there we go. So submit your answers now or forever hold your peace. You've got less than a minute. Submit, 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 submit. Get away from our drink, doggo. All right, once I get confirmation from Mike that we are locked, I will read out the answers for round 2, and then we'll move on to the music round. I will give you the answer sheet for the music round now. So there's the form for round music 3. Get your answers in. If you haven't, it might be locked already. Just click submit, click submit. Yeah, I'm trying to, trying to get this all down. This is online pub quiz number 12. I might have it sorted by now. We'll see what will go wrong between now and the end of the quiz. Don't forget to get your orders in for next week on pizza. The Two Feathers are open from 5 until 9:30 for pizza collection and beer collection. Email takeaway at twofeathers.beer to get your order in early. And you can also, as always, if you want to support the pub quiz, support the Two Feathers, you can through PayPal. Donate at twofeathers.beer. Right, so I'm going to get on with the answers. I presume Mike is there. He's locked it. So, answers for the theme round. Minecraft is the most popular game of all time according to number of units sold, with 200 million units sold. Microsoft buying that from Mojang, the publishers, a few years ago for over $1 billion. I mean, they've made their money back on it and more. 2. The artist that was most popular globally on Spotify in 2020 was Bad Bunny. Nobody tell Elmer Fudd. 3. By numbers visited, which was 2019's most popular museum in the world with over 9.6 million visitors? It's, of course, the Louvre in Paris. 4. The 2014 comedy film in which there is a popular group led by Regina George, known as the Plastics, is Mean Girls. Apparently, Bad Bunny, Naughty Rabbit, was the most successful artist. I don't know. 5. In a celebrity popularity feud, who did Martha Stewart say this of? She's a movie star. If she were confident in her acting, she wouldn't be trying to be Martha Stewart. It was Gwyneth Paltrow and her dangerous goop. Bunch of ground up baloney. In 2019 UKUV survey, Heineken was the most popular beer in London, Peroni in Wales, Tennent's in Scotland. The beer that was most popular, reigning supreme in the counties of Yorkshire, was naturally John Smith's Extra Smooth. 7. If money earned is a measure of popularity, which film, when adjusted for inflation, proved to be the most popular ever, is Gone with the Wind? 8. If the hollowness of TikTok follows are a measure of success, who is the most popular individual on TikTok platform? It's somebody called Charlie D'Amelio. Not a clue. Just know as once you've installed TikTok on your devices, you will never be truly rid of it. In the life of Brian, how many people were in the Judean Popular People's Front? 1. He's over there. And 10. According to IMDb, what is the most popular TV show of all time according to its users? It is The Crown. That's predominantly because it's risen recently due to season 4. There we go. Those are your round 2. Now, I've already linked in the chat the link for the music round. So we'll get on to that very, very, very shortly. Make sure you have that open. So how is the music round going to work? Well, you're going to hear 10 songs, the openings of 10 songs. You need to write down the artist and the song name. However, the songs you are going to hear are not performed by the original artists. Rather, they are traditional interpretations of these songs. So listen carefully and write down who is the original recording artist and I put it in the same sentence so it can be. Because currently can change into tomorrow and to the past. So yeah, so write down the original recording artist and the song name. Very important. You will hear all of the songs once through, and then you will hear them all again. So you'll get, if you don't hear them first time, pay attention when you hear them again. Second time, there are some interesting covers. Even some words may have changed, but you can still tell what song it is. So write down the artist name and the song name. So let's get on with the music round. This is song 1. So you can see I've put the YouTube people on there just in case you like them. But that's not an answer, not a mess either. So who originally recorded this song and what is the song called? Song 2.
Let me sail, let the Volga River flow. Let me reach, let me beach on the shores of Tripoli. Let me sail, let me crash upon thy shore. Let me reach, let me beach far beyond the Baltic Sea.
Song 3.
Can you hear me, SOS?
I apologize for this one.
Help me put my mind to rest. 2 times skin again, I'm acting low. A pound of weed and a bag of blue. I can feel your love pulling me up from the underground, and I don't need my drugs. We could be more than just part-time lovers. I can feel your touch picking me up from the underground.
Look at them, they're not even doing anything. Song 4. Song 5. Vladimir Putin's younger brother.
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Hey, you be a mess like a bitch, I would know. And you overthink, always speak critically. I should know they are no good for me.
Song 6. So who is the original artist and what is the name of the song? Song 7. Bad Boy of Fire. Leather Jacket, Torn Shoes. No regard for road safety. Song 8. Song 9. Wait for it. And song 10.
Some folk are born, made to fly the banners. Oh, they red, white, and blue. And when the bard plays hey to the king, oh, they point the trebuchet at ye, Lord. 'Tisn't me, I ain't no nobleman's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me, fortunate I ain't been, nay.
So you get it one more time.
me sail, let the Volga River flow. Let me reach, let me beach on the shores of Tripoli. Let me sail, let me crash upon thy shore. Let me reach, let me beach far beyond the Baltic Sea.
Song 3.
Can you hear me, SOS? Help me put my mind to rest. 2 times skin again, I'm acting low. A pound of weed and a bag of blue. I can feel your love pulling me up from the underground, and I don't need my drugs. We could be more than just part-time lovers. I can feel your touch picking me up from the underground, and I don't need my drugs.
Song 4. Song 5.
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Hey, you be a mess like a bitch, I would know. And you overthink, always speak critically. I should know they are no good for me.
Song 6. Don't forget the original artist and song. Bagpipe is certainly not one of my favourite songs. It's a very real struggle to even pop. Song 8. Look at this badass in his mask. Welcome to 2020. We all went Song 10. Final song.
Some folk are born made to fly the banners. Oh, they red, white, and blue. And when the bard plays hey to the king, oh, they point the trebuchet at ye, Lord. 'Tisn't me, 'tisn't me, I ain't no nobleman's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me, 'tisn't me, fortunate I ain't been, nay.
And those were your songs. So, get your answers in as swiftly as possible. I will give you 5 minutes to get your answers in. So, get your answers in by 37 minutes past the hour. 37 minutes past the hour. So, you've got 5 minutes to get your answers in. Click submit. Remember, it's the original recording artist and the name of the song. And it's half a point for each. I thought you would enjoy the bard core, Peter. And if you've got your answers already submitted for round 3, the link for round 4 is in the description already. So you have 3 minutes to get your answers in, 3 minutes to click submit. Two minutes to get your answers in. The disco lights of certain doom are on, so you've got just A minute left to get your answers in. Can you have the links for the videos later? You can watch this back and take the YouTube names that I wrote at the bottom of them. So get your answers in, click submit as quickly as you can. Click submit, click submit, click submit now. Now they are locking the answer. If you haven't clicked submit now, you will miss out. There we go. I hope you got your answers in. So, as I find the answers myself, alright, let's have a look then. So, answers for the music round. They were, beginning with song 1, that was a cover of Boney M and Rasputin. Song 2 was Enya and Orinoco Flow. 3 was Avicii and SOS. 4 was Dropkick Murphys and Shipping Up to Boston. 5 was Katy Perry and Hot and Cold. 6 was Meghan Trainor and All About That Bass. 7, Hozier and Take Me to Church. 8 was Foo Fighters and Everlong. 9 was Ed Sheeran and Shape of You. And 10 was Creedence Clearwater Revival with Fortunate Son. So those were your answers for the music round. I hope you enjoyed those different interpretations. Next up, we have the hard round. So for the hard round, if you click in the chat, I have already posted the link. That will take you to the form so you can type in your answers. Don't forget to type in your team name exactly as you have been doing all evening. And then in a minute, we will get on with the harder round. So round 4 is the harder round. This is where we push you to the point of breaking to gain those extra points that might push you ahead of 3 weeks in a row, albeit 1 week drawn. Champions, the House Martins. So let's see who might knock them from their perch this week. I hope you've all been revising. I don't remember a single one of the questions that I put in here. So here we go. The harder round. Question 1. How was the Turing test originally called by Alan Turing in 1950? So what was the original name for the Turing test as Alan Turing called it in 1950? That is your question 1. Question 1 was, how was the Turing test originally called by Alan Turing in 1950? So that is your question 1. Question 2. Putting Pants on Philip was the first official film from which comedy duo? So Putting Pants on Philip was the first official film from which comedy duo? So Putting Pants on Philip was the first official film from which comedy duo? That was your question 2. Putting Pants on Philip was the first official film from which comedy duo? Question 3. The 1676 Battle of Lund was part of which war? So the 1676 Battle of Lund was part of which war? So the 1676 Battle of Lund was part of which war was your question 3? Question 4. What do the letters CSS stand for? So what do the letters CSS stand for? question 4 is, what do the letters CSS stand for? Question 5. Who painted the 1881 luncheon at the boating party? So, who painted the 1881 luncheon at the boating party? And there it is for you to see. Predominantly all famous faces. Just surname will suffice. Ooh, tough round 2. So, who painted the 1881 luncheon at the boating party? You can see it there. Take a closer look. Put your face closer to your screen. Six. Of the 7 ancient wonders of the world, which one was the oldest? So, the 7 ancient wonders of the world, which one was the oldest? Question 6 of the 7 ancient wonders of the world. Which one was the oldest? 7. Which German-born actress and dancer, born in Leipzig in 1899, was famous for dances named Cocaine and Morphium, and would die at the age of just 29 in Kreuzberg, Berlin? So 7 is which German-born actress and dancer born in Leipzig in 1899 was famous for dances named Cocaine and Morphium and would die at the age of just 29 in Kreuzberg, Berlin? And is buried not far from where I live, and there's a park named after her. The 7 one more time. Which German-born actress and dancer born in Leipzig in 1899 was famous for dances named Cocaine and Morphium and would die at the age of just 29 in Kreuzberg, Berlin? And your clues are: she's buried not far from where I live, and there is a park very close to where I live named after her. That note, if anybody knows of an apartment going in Pankow, Prenzlauer Berg, or Friedrichshain, let me know. Rather not live near them. Yeah. So that's 7. 8. Who released a book this month entitled Let Us Dream: The Path to a Better Future? Who released a book this month entitled Let Us Dream: The Path to a Better Future? Mrs. Volkspark. You would know that I live in the former West, so there isn't really Volksparks. Well, it's not true. There are some. Is a Volkspark in the West on Botheim? Is that Volkspark? just name me all of the. So 8. Who released a book this month entitled Let Us Dream: The Path to a Better Future? That is your question 8. Question 9. Which nut is at the center of a Ferrero Rocher? Which nut is at the center of a Ferrero Rocher? So question 9, which nut is at the center of Ferrero Rocher? Question 9, which nut is at the center of a Ferrero Rocher? Oh, Peter. Question 9 was, which nut is at the center of Ferrero Rocher? And question 10, your final question of the quiz. Which European university is the oldest in the world, having been founded in 1088 and has never been out of operation? So, which European university is the oldest in the world, having been founded in 1088 and has never been out of operation? So, those are your questions for the quiz. Get your answers in. You have until 7 minutes past the hour to submit your answers. Submit them as quickly as you can. And then we'll get on with the scores and we'll see who's sitting high on their perch and who's dwindling down below. So it's 7 minutes past. You have to get your answers in by. Question 3, of course. Question 3 was, in 1676, the Battle of Lund was part of which war? It is the oldest in the world because it's a university that's still in operation. It hasn't gone out of operation, it remains in operation. There's, of course, been older universities that existed but do not exist anymore. So it is currently the oldest university in the world. Anybody else need any questions repeating? You have 4 minutes to submit your answer. 4 minutes. Four. Female German-born actress. That was number, what was that, 7? Which German-born actress and dancer born in Leipzig in 1899 was famous for dances named Cocaine and Morphium and would die at the age of just 29 in Kreuzberg in Berlin? She's buried not far from where I live, and there's also a park named after her. The book, I believe, was published in December. Let me just double check. The book was released on December the 1st. I read that as if it was going to take you 25 minutes to get to the park, Mike. I thought, a bit closer than that. All right, you've got less than a minute. That means the disco lights of destitute doom. Submit your answers now. Click submit. Click submit. All right, let's close those answers up and we'll get on with marking. Hope you've clicked submit. So, Mike will lock those answers in. Right, they are locked in. So we'll take a 2-minute break or so because I need to refill my drink. And then I'll get on with the answers, giving time just for Mike to do the marking and then tally up the points. And we'll see who's won round 12 of the Two Fellas Online Pub Quiz. So I'll be back in a second. All right. Let's get on with the answers then. So the answers for the harder round. Check my buzzing. I'm too scared to ask science questions because I don't understand science. But yes, I will try and ask some more science questions. Right. So, let's get on with the answers. So, how was the Turing test originally called by Alan Turing in 1950? It was the Imitation Game, hence why the film with Benedict Cumberbatch was called the Imitation Game. 2. Putting Paddington Phillips was the first official film from Laurel and Hardy. Always Foo Fighters in history. I mean, what's wrong with Foo Fighters? 3. The 1676 Battle of Lund was part of which war? It was the Scanian War, the Schunischer Krieg, the Svenska Krieg. Also, the Northern Wars is acceptable as well. 4. The letters CSS stand for is Cascading Style Sheets. That painting is by Renoir. The luncheon at the boating party. The 7 ancient wonders of the world, the one that is the oldest, is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Anita Berber was the German-born actress and dancer born in Leipzig in 1899 that was famous for dances named Cocaine and Morphium, who died at the age of just 29 in Kreuzberg, Berlin. And there is the Anita Berber Park, up the road from me. The book, Let Us Dream, The Path to a Better Future, is Pope Francis. You can have a better future if you stop giving your money to those people. That might help. Stop him living in a big fancy palace. They don't need the money. The nut at the center of Ferrero Rocher is a hazelnut. And finally, the European university that is the oldest in the world, having been founded in 1088 and has never been out of operation, is the University of Bologna. So that is the end of the quiz. So we'll get rid of that, and then what we'll do is we'll put a nice picture of Evie up from last week before she enjoyed her Guinness and Baileys and the Late Late Toy Show that I ran off to watch after the quiz. So you've got that to look at before I get on with the scores. So I'm just going to see how the scores are looking. So Mike has finished the scoring. We're just going to pop all of those together now, and we will go through the scores. I'm not sure if Dylan is talking about Evie or the Renoir. Scores are just coming together. Okay, let's have a look at these scores. Just being we'll have those with you in a second. Okay, so we had 22 teams play this evening. For a total of, I believe, 18 positions. So that means we've had a few ties. Oh, all right. Okay. Waiting for a final arrangement to be done. So appears it was a harder quiz than last week. So I realize you're getting a very close-up view of my my head as I watch over the scores. So there'll be a little bit of me working things out as we go along, just for proper placements. So scores. Say we had 22 teams play. We have a few ties. In 22nd place, we have Rolo Sin Polo. In 21st place, Peter Gillis. In 20th place, we have, joint 19th place, we have Bacon Salad and Two Fellas One Pub on 14 points. In 18th place, we have Wham on 15.5. Then in joint 16th, on 16 points, we've got King Sperm, and the Spreewald Gherkin. Then, in a place equal to being in 15th, on 19.5 points, we've got No Pun Was Found. In 14th, Two Girl Roosters on 20.5 points. In 13th, the Excelsiors on 21.5 points. In 22 points, in 12th place is Lynn's Friends. In 11th place, we have one of a pickle at 22.5 and 23.5 points. In 10th place, we've got Panic at the Quizco, good team name. In 9th place, on 25.5 points, we've got Kofefe Biermeister. In 8th place, on 26 points, Don't Fucking Clap. In 7th place, on 27 points, we got Deduction Rotter. In 6th place, we've got Jürgen und die Udos with 28.5 points. In 5th place, on 30.5 points, we have Fart Garfunkel, which brings us to our final 4 teams fighting for the final 3 places. In joint third, both on 31 points, a highly respectable number, we have Alexander Bomas Fan Club Panko Light and Carl Peas in the Sink, which brings us to our final 2. And our final 2, in second place, on 33.5 points, is Beer Braised Cabbage, which means still firmly nailed to their perch, rising high in first place on 36 points, is once again the House Martins. So congratulations to the House Martins. So, as Marcus diverges in the chat over what is a good or bad nut, trying to cause controversy, I presume, we bring this quiz to an end. So I say, thank you everybody for playing. Congratulations to Anna and Alejandro. I believe she's already got the ring. Thank you everybody for playing. We'll see you again next week for episode number 13 of the Two Fellas online pub quiz. Don't forget, if you want to order pizza from the Two Fellas, to email to takeaway@twofellas.beer. So email takeaway@twofellas.beer if you want to order pizza in advance to collect. You can turn up and order, but you have to wait outside. Don't forget to do that. Takeaway@twofellas.beer to order your pizza. And I'll see you again in a week's time. Thank you, everybody.